Imagine you go to the doctor's for the sniffles, and an hour later he comes back and gives you the news that you are HIV positive. How do you finish your senior year and plan for a future that is uncertain? Today, I'll be talking to an individual who is holding back nothing when I give HIV a face and a name. On the next Toward Intentions, and next is now. HIV has become more and more common in today's social circles that it's frightening. I am sure that anyone paying attention to this broadcast right now knows someone or will know someone who has contracted HIV, the greatest tragedy of the 21st century. For some more than others, this will hit close to home. I know it certainly did for my co-host, Tuti. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Toward Intentions. I'm your host, Austin Fox. And joining me in a second is my co-host, Tuti. HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. It weakens a person's immune system by destroying important cells that fight disease and infection. And as of the date of this broadcast, there are no effective cures for HIV. But with proper medical care, HIV can be controlled. A person can contract this disease from certain body fluids: blood, semen, preseminal fluid, cum or pre-cum, rectal fluids, vaginal fluids, and breast milk. These fluids must come in contact with a mucous membrane or damaged tissue, or be directly injected into the bloodstream for transmission to occur. By being injected, I'm meaning intravenously. That's shared needles. For those of you who are heroin addicts or people who like to just get their jollies off with syringes. Mucous membranes are found inside the rectum, vagina, penis, and mouth. Today, more tools than ever are available to prevent HIV. You can use strategies such as abstinence, which is not having sex, limiting your number of sexual partners, never sharing your needles, and using condoms the right way. If you're between the ages of 13 and 64 and sexually active, the CDC recommends that you get tested at least once a year. So make sure to ask your healthcare provider for an HIV test. Many medical clinics, substance abuse programs, community health centers, and hospitals offer them. But to find a test site near you, call 1-800-CDC-INFO or try texting your zip code to KNOWIT, KNOWIT, or you can always go online to gettested.cdc.gov. Remember, safe sex is hot sex. You're listening to KUNT. Welcome back, Tuti. This is your second week with us, and I'm still glad and happy that you've decided to join us.
Thank you.
But today we are talking about something a little more personal.
Yes.
Why don't you start us off by telling or just by saying out loud what it is that we're talking about?
Okay. I'm gay. No, I was kidding. It's like everybody laughed at the beginning. So, well, first we talk about HIV, how I first, caught it. Pretty much, I went to a good test center over here off of Babcock Road and Firstbrook Road at Planned Parenthood. I got tested for STDs, and I got a cure for that and everything, did that process, and pretty much, in the long run, I still went back out there in the streets, pretty much was like, pretty woman, don't take less than $100. So pretty much I was, well, I'm happy to say it, prostituting myself, for money. No one forced me to do it, so I just do it, so for my own purpose reasons, and that's how I caught herpes, pretty much the whole package, HIV.
How old were you when you first found out?
Close to 17. Yeah, I say 17, I caught it, and I found out 18 or 19 years old. What's going through my head? What else?
Because you had just mentioned a little while ago that you were prostituting yourself.
Yes.
And I take it that you were in county because you got busted or you got picked up?
I got picked up.
And you were 18 or 19 in county?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah. I was legal 17 probably.
Okay. That's where that question came in.
Okay.
What is a 17-year-old doing prostituting themselves?
Well, it feels like I had no hope. It feels like every time I do application and I do my best to fill it out, yes, my handwriting, it might be a little bit chafa, crappy, but it's the all counts, and sometimes I get nervous, and I didn't know very much information like I was. Like I said, I'm very dyslexic. Now I'm happy, and my dyslexia is getting more stronger a little bit, by little. So pretty much, it was hard for me to fill application, it feels like I was stupid and dumb, but at the same time, I was going to encourage myself to talk to the manager, talk to them now, and then I might get the job. It all depends how the personality you do. But
last week you said that you had a boyfriend at that age. You were 17, 18. You were 17, he was 21. Y'all could go to the bar now. And
Yes, I was 17, he was 20, he's 21, 18. Yeah, that was 5 years in my relationship. I was up and down.
What did he think about you prostituting, or he didn't know?
Pretty much, through his friends I found out, trannies, stuff like that. I met all my friends, out there. And pretty much, my tia lives out there when I first found out. So I never found out to them, but my sister took me out to my tia's out there by...
And for those who speak English, tia is Spanish for aunt.
Yeah, my auntie, Aunt Margie, rest in peace.
She was a prostitute also?
No. She lived out there. My sister took me out there and I first discovered. I got in the car first time. I got $200. Thank you. But it's not funny, but...
Well, actually, I'm curious. What did you do for $200?
Pretty much a little bit chit-chat and talk. Probably messed around, like boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much just back them off, give them head, and fuck. That's it. And that's when my sister saw me get in the car too. I told her, no, I stay here and this and that, and she's like, okay. My sister, she's the first person who knew I was prostituting myself. I told her to nobody, I did it. And my sister would call me too, those middle of the streets. Hey, I need money. I give her money, what she needs for the bar. But that time I was doing only weed and coke and pills and drinking a lot. I was a real big drinker, like the emotional fight and all that. But, pretty much...
Why didn't you ask your boyfriend for help filling out the job applications?
I did at the time. I said, if I never met him, I think my life would have been more in a straight route instead of in a high school love mix type of thing I got myself into.
So you think he's not, I don't want to say he's to blame, because ultimately we are responsible for our own destiny. Mm-hmm. But he's the one that introduced you to that avenue, I guess. Not
that prostitute route. It's just like the way he's the first person kind of cheated on me. And when I first caught him, I stayed coming back like Deco. Pretty much Deco means hard-headed. I can't go back at him because I know I was going to get spoiled. I get what I want, weed and stuff like that, and pretty much never had a type of boyfriend I want to be out there, get the experience with. And yeah, pretty much I've been spoiled 5 years of my life, and his friends kind of out there show me out there a little bit. Not show me, but kind of name the streets, and I saw him and jumped in the car. Been doing it off and on, and it's not worth it because stay out there for a couple hours just for a couple of money and this and that, pennies. No, honey, this ain't worth it for your life or for nothing.
See, this goes to that old adage: you don't get something for nothing.
No.
You paid the ultimate price, I guess, for being spoiled, or you wanted to be spoiled, and you wanted the experience, and now you've got. The spoiledness is gone because y'all are no longer together, but you're still reaping in that cash cow with the long-term effects, I guess.
Kind of, so yeah. Like what the prostituting was, it's just
Were you prostituting for drugs or?
I was just for weed and pretty much put food on the table for my family. Off and on, my brother was getting off and on job, and I remember my brother told me I told him I did it for my niece Alexis. He slapped the hell out of me, which was true. My brother was off and on with this baby mama and live with my dad. He's still with my dad to this day, and I love my brother, my niece to death. My brother, he works, but that really hurt me. My brother slapped the hell out of me. I looked up to him. Now when he slapped me a long time ago, I kind of didn't want to look up to him because all the name calling, yes, sober and drunk or high, whatever. Words hurts from your family, but as long as it didn't touch you, but still I prostitute for my family, trying to help out the best way I can because I get no job. So I do what I have to do. It is what it is, and that love at the relationship I was in, kind of, sort of, but it was a life-death situation between him.
Okay.
And
now I know a lot of people they're thinking this one question, so I'm just going to ask it. I know you personally, and I know your relationship with your mom is very strong.
Okay.
You've got a very strong relationship with your mom. But just for the sake of our to play devil's advocate, the question is, where were your parents? Did they not give you enough love, or did they not give you enough attention? Did you feel left out? Did you feel singled out? Or, because a 17-year-old should be doing 17-year-old things, not worrying about bills.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happened?
17 came pretty much, when my mom and dad got divorced. I didn't take it hard. My dad deserved it. You know, I was back in Eland. I was like in 2006, maybe I'd say. Leaving from the house, last house we had, then moved to apartments like Lila Sol. My stepdad at the time was living with my mom, and
How is your bond with your parents now? I know they're divorced, live separately.
They're good. Me and my mom is still strong. Always. That's my child. You know, that's my mother. I love her to death. And my dad, me and him is still strong. I still talk to him once a blue moon. Just the situation he's in, it still hurts me. How he acts and stuff. He's still my dad. I love him regardless. I'm trying to help him too the best way I can. But there's so much I gotta do for him and stuff like that. You know, him too. He's dying of cirrhosis in the liver, and he has hepatitis, and you know his shoulders, collarbone's broken. Like his arm, he has it amputated, but he's taking forever, and then they think might spread bone cancer to his heart. I don't know, worry about that, but at the same time, I could do so much from Skyward with my mom. But my parents are still strong. They talk once a blue moon, but yeah.
What about your stepfather?
My stepdad, he passed away. It's going on already 9 years already. He's going, yeah. He died. He died of cirrhosis of the liver, so that's why I quit drinking. I was aiming that route. And that's why 5 years. My ex-husband saved my life. Well, he saved my life of that too, and he saved my life of HIV.
Now, what are you on medication now to keep everything under control?
Well, when I first took the pill, when I first met my husband, we did everything, and when I took the pill, I started crying. My brother got freaked out, and that's when my life was changed. My life was changed totally. I was just fine without knowing what it's now. Like, once I got my stride bill and everything, I was like nervous. I was like, fuck. Here we go. Took it. I look at the mirror. I just started crying, like hard. Like, I thought my life was over, honestly. Like fuck. I was like, I told my I'm sorry. I don't want y'all to worry about me. I don't want y'all to be the blame. I don't want y'all to be nothing for it. It's my fault. Like, I don't blame nobody on what I did. It's just, I want to experience it so much, and it sucks, you know, learn from right from wrong, but it is what it is, you know, everything has a purpose in life, you know, and it really sucks. What else I was gonna say? But when I first took the medication, I was just almost close I was at 300, but I was almost at fully 200 and something. If I almost reached there, I was full blown AIDS. So lucky my husband took me just in time, saved my life just in time, just took the medication. And
the numbers he's talking about those are called T cells. And the T cells are the good, it's the good blood in your body that fights the disease and fights sickness and infections or what have you. Like, you get a cold, you get a flu, your body kicks the ass of whatever influenza is in you.
Kicks it out, the mucus.
That's your T cells working. Now, a normal, regular adult should have T cells ranging anywhere between 800 and 1500. Anybody who's contracted an immunodeficiency virus or immunodeficiency disease, such as HIV, or even thyroid disease. Thyroid disease is also immunodeficiency. Those people have to keep those numbers in mind. Anywhere that drops, if you drop below 200 T cells, you have then crossed over from HIV to AIDS. There's no such thing as full-blown. It's either one or the other. And AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. Now, I will say this, preparing for today, I did do a lot of reading, and nobody has ever died from AIDS. Nobody's ever died from HIV. They pass away from the complications it brings forth. Your body cannot fight against the common cold. So you die from the cold. You don't die from AIDS. You don't die from HIV. I did a show on this probably a month or two ago. For anybody ignorant enough out there that is sitting there listening to this saying that he's gotten what he deserves, shame on you. For anybody who says that it's God's will, shame on you. God, Jesus himself hung out with people who had the AIDS of his day. Jesus hung out with lepers. And lepers did not know how they contracted that disease. They didn't know how long they were going to live. They didn't know how they were going to die. And so many people back then were scared to go forth and touch them. And Jesus found the love in his heart and told them, don't you worry, I'm here with you. If you see an accident on the side of the road, you don't go up to the person that's bleeding and saying, was it your fault? Shame on you. You go and ask, how can I help you? And that's what we're doing here today. We're sitting here, we're having a discussion, and we're going to offer the help that maybe some people need. Maybe some people are struggling with, maybe they have the thought in their head, maybe I am, and they're struggling with getting tested or not. I personally say, go get tested. There's no shame in it. It's not a death sentence. This is not 1983. 1983 rolled around. If the doctor told you you had HIV, you were dead. You were good as gone. Mm-hmm. Now, people are living full, healthy, happy lives. There is nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If you could take away one thing, like if you could give a message, like you had, let's say you've got a 13-year-old, 14-year-old boy standing in front of you, wanting to go the road you did, what would you tell that kid?
Don't do it. Don't do it because it's not worth your value and time and your life, you know, and you must look forward to the future and don't do the mistakes I did, you know, and trust me, and always listen to your parents, your uncles, your aunts, your nieces, your cousins, your loved ones, your best friends, your lovers, you know, if you love yourself, how can you love someone else? But it's just, don't do the route I did. It's very, very not worth it. And for me, how I getting herpes and HIV and STDs and taking shots and medications, doing blood work, you don't want to go through all that in your life at all, period. You know, you want to live a happy, healthy life and have a family or live however you want to live, gay, transgender, however you feel comfortable your own zone is, but just live a happy, healthy life. And all that God wants you to do is love one another, and that's all he brought us on this earth, to just love and forgive, you know, and love yourself, and just be happy what you have in life, what's going on, and be safe. Love y'all.
Tuti, thank you for coming on. I will see you next week when you'll be joining me again for our regular broadcast, not the special that we brought today. Yeah. Just so thank you. Yeah. And for everybody else out there, if you think that you are adult enough to make these decisions yourself, then you need to be adult enough and be responsible enough to go get tested. And whatever your results are, be the adult that you thought you were last night for those 10 seconds that it took to make this mistake.
That's true. That's really true.
Because that's all it takes. It only happened one time. Guess what, baby? It only takes one time. Mm-hmm. And if you're between 13 and 16, let me tell you, I know for a fact you ain't lasting any more than 120 seconds, if that, and I'm being real generous.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
You're pumping that shit off the second you stick it in.
Yes, girl. Narito, don't fall off that drive. If you come running to me, don't be crying to me, okay?
But yeah, go do the adult thing, get your results, and tell your people, tell your partners. If you're having multiple partners, I know there's so many crazy things out there. Mm-hmm. Like what the fuck is this anonymous shit? Mm-hmm. Lights off, come in, doors open. Fuck that. Mm-hmm. That sounds like being jumped.
Turn your program.
You need to answer the door. You need to stand at the door, open the door when I ring that doorbell. Fuck that. Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Lights on. Wait, I'm going off topic.
But yeah.
Go get checked. Go get tested. Until then. So to be kept up to date on this or any future show, please log on to www.torridfoxmedia, and click on the link to Torrid Intentions and subscribe. Or find and follow me on Twitter at @TheAustinFox, or as always, feel free to drop a message to torridintentions@gmail.com. I will leave you with this final thought. Less than half of adults age 18 to 44 have ever been tested for an HIV test. That also puts teenagers and young adults to be a vulnerable population because they make decisions and act in ways that put them at greater risk for HIV. And these numbers continue to rise after high school. Now, I'm not an ostrich with my head in the sand, which is why I say to any preteen or teenager, you're making adult decisions by having sex before you're ready. Then you should do the adult thing and wrap it up. Don't be silly. Put a rubber on that willy. Till next time, Austin Fox saying, whatever your intention, just make sure they're toward intentions. So long, everybody.